Hello, fellow refugees. I'd first like to thank you all for the continued support you've given DFO into the resurrection process. Thanks to everyone who's contributed, all the members of the Dungeon Fighter community who assisted in the cause. We'll all be playing DFO soon, hopefully in the near future. With the great hopes aside, I'd also like to address a paradigm shift that the DFO refugee community will be facing very soon, and some changes that have already been implemented. I made a post about it several weeks before, but I've just been able to make an in-depth video about it, better explaining what changes will be made instead of a long wall of text that truly nobody wants to read. First implemented, we have our DFO Refugee Podcast. It is a bi-weekly podcast that the Debosh, Chase Arashi, Moth Boss, and myself get on our Twitch channel and simply talk about DFO. At the present moment, we can only talk about previous events and less DFO related content, but that will change as soon as DFO comes back online. We are not yet accepting guest appearances, but it should be expected in the near future when the podcast is more firmly cemented. With our podcast being a great example, the main point of this video is the request of community creative content, which from this day forth I'll be calling C3. DFO Refugees was created to keep the DFO community alive, and it has done just that. I may have created the page itself and managed it, but it's the community that runs the page. Truly, without all of the loyal fans of DFO, we would not have such a loyal fan base. With that, I am asking for help from the community. I'll be calling it my call to content. I want so badly to feature everybody's creative input on this channel, a YouTube channel, and hopefully very soon, a single united Twitch channel for all of us to share. Implementation of the community-filled Twitch channel is still in the planning stages of development, but it's definitely something that we want for our community, such as having someone stream a dungeon run at least once a day. Now, user-created content isn't just limited to drawings, PvP matches, or dungeon runs. We would like to feature any kind of content. Poems, plays, stories, songs, movies, music videos, careful for copyright content though, jokes, rapping, singing, dancing, cosplay, roleplay, sketches, baked goods, pastries, I don't know, basically anything that showcases your talents. So far, because I should have much more free time soon, I would also like to host some new content, such as a second podcast, separate from the one we are already doing, which I'll call Shooting the Spit with Fireberg, which is a working title. It will feature much less DFO related content, and it will more than likely feature Chase and I, as well as a respected guest from the community from time to time. The second piece of content I would like to make is a DFO news episode, whether there is news to report, whether it's actual news or satirical. In the case of this one, I would love sketches to be sent to me from the actual community, such as special segments involving interviews with a certain character or a great way to build a class. I don't want to put limits on anybody, but when this is fully fleshed out, there will be an audition for reporters, and there will be standards to be met. But that's purely quality control. I want it to be very similar to a show that I wanted to do when I was younger, which didn't take off too well, because I was, and still am, uncomfortable with being on a camera, not to mention the fact that equipment I was using was cheap. Even though I'm quite embarrassed by the video, I'll gladly link it to here somewhere for all to see. All to see. At the end of all this information, I simply want us to have fun. I want everyone to have fun as well. I've learned quite a bit from managing this page since DFO was shut down. I tried to hide behind a veil like most moderators on forums will, as it seems professional and the way things are traditionally run. The problem with tradition is the fact that nothing changes. I remember Justin Wong leading our community on the Nexon forums, and he was one of the few people on there that kept me hyped to play. He didn't hide behind a lead curtain like the others. He was a relatable human being, and I think this is the way the community leader should be. Simply put, I want us all to have fun together. DFO is a great game, and it needs all the support we can give it if we want to keep it alive the second time around. I don't know if you've noticed, but when an MMO closes, they almost never get a second chance. What better way to show our appreciation to the people who have placed their faith in us than to make a little fan art? Thank you all for your support and doing the best of the DFO community has to offer. If you have any current submissions, please send them to our collective email at demothberg@gmail.com. I'd also like to thank those of you who have already sent us submissions, and from now on, if we're going to feature your submission in our podcast or other content, we'll surely notify you. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you all in the dungeon. Cut.